see what's on the news.
Hello everybody, I'm Janice Keeler, and welcome to the Fox News Hour. We begin with a story about the JFK assassination that happened almost 50 years ago. Our field reporter, Bill Riley, is with Stephen Reese, a well-known JFK assassination truth hunter, and filed this report.
I'm at the home of Stephen Reese, a man who has spent most of his adult life trying to get to the truth of what happened that day in Dallas in 1963. So Stephen, with the JFK anniversary coming up in 2013, are there any new developments on what really happened that day?
Nothing specific, no. But I'm still not convinced that the Warren Commission, who investigated the murder of John Kennedy, got it right.
Many people feel that Oswald was not the lone gunman and that there were other shooters involved. Of course, this is exactly what the Warren Commission found to be false, that Oswald did act alone and there was no conspiracy.
Well, that's what they want you to believe. I still think there is truth out there that needs to be uncovered, and I'm willing to spend the rest of my life investigating this crime.
Thanks, Mr. Reese. Well, there you have it, a man still on a mission for what he believes to be the truth about JFK. This is Bill Riley reporting for Fox News.
Thanks, Bill, for that report. Our next story deals with a U.S. diplomat who was found dead in his home under mysterious circumstances. Apparently, he had been drinking at the time a break-in occurred.
Hello?
Hey, Rich. It's Stephen Reese. How are you?
Hey, Steve. I'm good. What's going on? Hey, I just saw your interview on TV about the Kennedy anniversary assassination thing. It looked really great.
That's one of the reasons I'm calling. After that interview, I received a note on my desk from someone claiming to have proof on what really happened that day in Dallas.
Wow, some real cloak and dagger stuff. So, did you go?
Yeah, I did. But I can't talk about it on the phone. But I have an incredible story to tell you. It's earth-shattering. Do you have some time to come over this afternoon?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I can be there in, half an hour.
Great. I'll see you then. Oh, by the way, make sure you're not followed.
Followed?
Just check your mirrors. I'll explain when you get here. Bye. Hey, Rich. How are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming over. Hey, let me take your coat.
All right. There we go.
Great. Hey, can I get you anything?
A cup of hot tea would be good.
Good. Hot tea coming up. Hey, by the way, here's the letter I was talking about from my mysterious guest I was talking about on the phone. Take a look at that. I'll get your tea.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay. Well, now that I've got some tea, I'm ready for a story. Tell me about this clandestine meeting you had with your new JFK friend here.
Oh, yeah. Well, last night around midnight, I drove to our prearranged meeting place. I'd never been there before. The place looked old and abandoned. I kept feeling my way around in the dark.
Over here, Mr. Reese.
Who are you?
That hardly matters. Let's just say I collect a government paycheck that's well above your pay grade, shall we? What does matter is that I have the proof you've been looking for on the JFK assassination.
Proof? What are you talking about? All we've had for almost 50 years is speculation and theories. Why? What have you uncovered?
Shut up and listen carefully. I don't have long. So, let me cut to the chase.
Well, he told me that immediately after 9/11, a new directive to collect and analyze information through the NSA was established. A secret black op known only to the intelligence agency. This supercomputer, what they call the machine, records every type of information you could imagine. Things like audio, video, emails, gunshots, you name it, explosions, they cover it. Conversations, everything. Anything that might be terror related. All this is also done in real time. I mean, terabytes of information processed and analyzed, all in fractions of a second.
That's really incredible. But how does this relate to the JFK assassination?
Well, he went on to say that this machine is so complex, it can record and analyze a shot, say, fired in Chicago, and tell you the who, what, when, and how of that shot, all in seconds.
They're telling me this machine is capable of analyzing what happened in Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963.
That's exactly what I'm saying. On that day, the government's transition of power was transferred for the first time in U.S. history by power and force. In other words, a coup d'etat had just occurred. And we now have proof for the American people on what happened that day.
Oh my God. Can you really prove that? And how?
My contact had the idea of feeding the Zapruder assassination film of Kennedy into this machine, looking for answers. But what he discovered will turn this country upside down. It absolutely puts the findings of the Warren Commission, who investigated this crime, to shame, and exposes it for the lie that it is.
Now, according to the Warren Commission, there were 3 shots fired. The first one missed. The second hits Kennedy in the throat and passes through to hit Governor Connolly. And the third is the fatal head wound shot. All 3 of these come from Oswald's bolt-action rifle fired from the 6th floor depository building. Case closed, right?
That's exactly what they want you to believe. But my nighttime NSA friend told me a different story. According to the machine, this is what really happened. The president arrived that morning in Dallas. It was warm and a sunny day. As the presidential motorcade made its way through the streets that day, people came out from everywhere to see him and Jackie. The presidential limo made it to the final turn on Elm Street, where all hell broke loose. The first shot rang out and missed the car completely. At that point, Kennedy stopped waving, and Connolly's head moved slightly to the right to signal they had heard something. A second gunshot is fired and hits Kennedy in the throat, and the machine identifies it as coming from the front. As you can see, Kennedy raising his arms in discomfort, covering his throat. Then a third shot hits Kennedy in the back, pushing him downward and forward. Note at this time, there is no reaction from Connolly being hit. He still holds his hat, which would be impossible for a wounded man with a shattered wrist to do so. Right after that, a 4th shot misses Kennedy and hits Connolly in the back, who now winces with pain. Shortly after that, a 5th shot misses the car completely. The machine identifies this shot, but it's not in the film. A man by the name of James Tay, however, had told police he was nicked by flying concrete when the bullet ricocheted off the triple underpass that he was standing by. The sixth and fatal shot hits Kennedy in the head from the front, pushing him back and to the left. This is the key and final shot. Now, to take this a step further, at the same time the fatal shot was fired, Mary Moorman took a photograph of the president's car with a grassy knoll in the background where the neck wound and fatal shot were fired. The machine was programmed to locate any human figure in this area in the hope of locating the shooter. It was able to locate, isolate, zoom in, and even colorize the shooter, known as the Badge Man, as he wore a police uniform that day. The photographs it produced were absolutely amazing. The machine's analysis said there were 6 shots fired in 5.6 seconds. Based on their direction, number, and shooter photographs, it would be impossible for there to be only one single gunman. And all this from my NSA contact Friday night. But you know, it came with a warning.
Here's the proof you need, Mr. Reese. What you do with this truth is up to you. But I will tell you that there are very powerful men in Washington that will do anything to keep this covered up. Now that you know what you know, your life may be in danger. The machine sees all. I may not see tomorrow's sunrise myself. I'm in a very dangerous business here, Mr. Reese.
After that, he suddenly disappeared into the darkness.
Can I see the video?
I don't think that's a good idea. The less you know, the better. I mean, my life is already in danger, so let's leave it there, shall we? But you know, it's all right here. After viewing this thing last night, it blew me away. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I couldn't even get to sleep last night.
So what's your next step?
I'm not sure, but when I decide what to do, I'll call you, okay?
Hey, no problem. This is a very important day for the truth and for what happened in this country that day in Dallas.
Absolutely. Hello? 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 Come on, Rich, pick up. Come on. Come on.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
This just in to our Fox newsroom this afternoon. Stephen Reese, known as the JFK Truth Hunter, has been reported missing from his home. Fox News recently interviewed Mr. Reese about the upcoming 50-year anniversary of the JFK assassination. It has also been reported that his associate and close friend, Richard Sykes, has also been reported missing. We will keep you posted on any new developments as they become available. Now back to your program.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.